Hi everyone, welcome to the Confessions of a UX Designer. My name is Anastasia. I'm a UX designer, and here on this channel I am sharing my UX design journey with you. Today marks the end of week 2 of my UX design internship. I have 10 more weeks to go. If you want to see how week 1 went, I'm gonna attach that video somewhere up here. In that video, I mentioned that week 1 was very light. There was onboarding, setting me up with all the company's emails and systems, and me virtually meeting the team. Week 2, we hit the ground running, and I am all of a sudden given a project with a pretty tight deadline, and that project is to design an investor pitch deck for the company, which is a startup, to raise funds. All they did was give me 2 examples of investor pitch deck that someone else created that were not approved, but just for reference and for the information, as well as say that I have a full creative freedom to design the pitch deck. It was a little bit confusing why I, a UX designer, am tasked with creating an investor pitch deck, which has very little to do with UX design, but I thought about it and it makes sense. The company is not a tech company, it's a startup. They do not have an IT department, they do not have a design department. As a UX designer, I'm a part of the marketing team, and that was just the project that was the most urgent. This was my first experience working with a startup, and especially creating an investor pitch deck. So I spent a lot of time on YouTube and Google just trying to figure out what's so special about the investor pitch deck, what information I need to include, what information I do not need to include, all kind of stuff. So eventually I felt pretty comfortable with understanding the structure of that pitch deck. So I created version 1. As a designer, I also wanted that pitch deck to be aligned with the brand the way it is right now, so that it's more recognizable. So I went to the company's LinkedIn page and Facebook page and the website and just kind of studied what they do design-wise, and thought about ways to incorporate that design into the pitch deck. I created a pretty basic version 1 of that pitch deck and emailed it to my boss and the people that are actually going to be pitching in front of the investors. The feedback that I got was, "You're headed in the right direction, this is great, just add this and keep working on the design." This happened 3 times last week. Was pretty similar feedback, and so I was just thinking they just wanted me to improve the design, right? Yesterday I was on a call with the person running my internship, and he said that he can also see how it is a little bit confusing, the feedback that I'm getting, and what he is understanding out of this is that they're looking for a completely different design, and the feedback that everything's great is just about the content. I explained to him why I designed the pitch deck the way I did. I explained that we do not have the graphics that would look good in a higher level design presentations. We also do not have the time to design the graphics the way they are picturing them, seemingly, not sure. So those were all my concerns, but he said that he recommends that I create 4 or 5 completely different designs and email it to them and have them pick and then go from there. As you can probably tell, it has been a pretty frustrating experience for me. It is probably my fault, or I didn't understand the task correctly or the feedback that they were giving to me, but it just feels like I wasted a lot of time. So what I ended up doing is I found a few different designs on the internet and created 2 slides. Her design was the company's color, was the company's logo, but the different design styles, and email them to them along with a list of my concerns that we do not have the time or resources to create the presentation the way that I think I'm getting, that they're wanting it. And I asked them to pick. I haven't received a response yet, so we'll see what they say. So yeah, there's that. That's how week 2 is going. I said it at least twice that it's not working for me and I'm gonna quit. And that's not what I was looking for, which led me to thinking about this very annoying trait of character of mine, is that I am ready to give up so quickly the minute things are not going exactly the way I pictured them. That's probably because my whole life I am used to things being pretty easy for me, and I can say that I've succeeded in more things that I did in my life than I didn't. So every time I encounter any kind of issue, I'm like, oh, that's not for me, not gonna do it, can't do it. So I want this video to be my personal promise to myself that I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep pushing, keep working, and hopefully we'll get the most out of this internship experience. I'm pretty sure there's only 3 days left until the deadline for this project. I can do it and then it will be done and we can move on. I know the next project will be redesigning of the landing pages for the company's products, which is way more UX design related than the pitch deck. So I am super excited to start working on that. I'm also thinking that that's probably a perfect opportunity for me to set my requirements and expectations as an intern with them, because I want to make sure that both the company and I are getting the most out of this collaboration. I need to make sure that I'm actually being taught and am learning things. And I want to make sure that the company is also not wasting time by giving me tasks that I cannot complete up to their standards. So I think I'm gonna need to come up with a good way to talk to my mentor about this, because I'm not trying to fight them, not trying to blame them for anything. I just want to make sure that we can work together and that I can push through another 10 weeks of this internship. So yeah, there's that. There will be a week 3 update on this UX design internship situation in a week on Tuesday. So come back if you want to know how things are going for me, and I will see you next time. Bye.